I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, Volume 162, the spinoff of the web series The Two Dicks. Find us on YouTube. Check it out. I'm Al Romas. That's Al Ducharme. And we are the Talking Dicks podcast, available everywhere. Video on patreon.com/the Two Dicks. How are you today, Alfred? You've been traveling the road. Fill us in where you are, where you've been.
We just arrived at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Richmond, Virginia. We are performing. That's Bernadette Pauly in the background. We are performing at the Sandman Comedy Club, a newer club. Tonight we have one show, and then we have two tomorrow and two Saturday. Guess when my family with 12 people are coming? Guess what show?
Friday Late Show.
Friday Late Show.
Friday Late Show.
And all their friends have never seen us before, so it's just like,
of course,
during a
and
pandemic. It's still a pandemic, right? That'd be great.
Yeah,
maybe
they'll come in the front,
and they're not going to cancel the show because there's 12 of them. So it could be
no.
Yeah,
it never fails. It never fails. You'll have great shows, and that Friday Late Show will be like typical Friday Late Show, and that's the one they see. And then afterwards, you're like, oh fuck, and they go, no, it was good. We enjoyed it. It was really good. You're funny. You're like, right.
And that
you couldn't come a good show.
That folk tale about Steve Martin said the reason why he doesn't perform at comedy clubs anymore is because of that Friday second show, the Late Show. What's going on?
He was selling out arenas, for God's sake.
Yeah, but he said he said towards the end when they were selling them out, they were turning people away, and then he saw like a few years in, a few rows in the back were not sold out. That's when he said, okay, we're at the turning point. Just movies.
Yeah,
do you see what's happening?
It's nice if you have a movie career to fall back on. What's happening?
I don't know. It looks like I
don't see that.
I've been involved in the shuttle accident, the Challenger accident.
That haircut is hideous, by the way. Yeah, that haircut. Go on patreon.com/the Two Dicks. See Alfred. He looks like he just enlisted in the U.S. military. I don't know what happened there. Where'd you get that cut? That's not a California regular guy cut. Is that a road?
It was a new gal
special.
It was a new gal. My gal wasn't available, so I went to the new gal.
Could tell.
And
the new gal. The new gal.
No, because I asked her when someone new. I asked for the number 4 blade, and if it's someone I know, I go for the number 3. I think she went for the number 2. So my head looks like a number 2.
She can do her numbers. Her numbers. She's not. That's not her strong point.
No.
Her numbers are bad because that is. I mean, it's an okay haircut. It just looks, like you're not going to need a haircut again for about 3 years. I mean, Jesus Christ, you are tight.
I was high and it's tight. So there you go. Now tell the folks where you are exactly. What are your coordinates?
I'm still on the adventure of the seas. This is my last cruise. So when this airs, I'll have 2 days left and then I'll be home, and had my antigen test this morning to see, because you got to stay on. The people who are staying on doing another cruise and the entertainers have to get an antigen test so they can cruise again. And I was down there at 8 in the morning, had a show last night at 11 p.m. and then, antigen test at 8 a.m. It's always good. And there was a guy down there. He asked me 2 questions, just a passenger, 2 questions, both wrong. This guy struck out. He was 0 for 2. He comes up to me. He goes, hey, man, show tonight, huh? And I go, nope. That was last night. He goes, oh, wow, geez, all right. He goes, well, you're going home tomorrow. I go, no. I'm here with you. That's why we're doing this.
Why would I get a test if
I
was going home tomorrow?
Why would you had 2 shots to talk and you missed on both?
He's doing the small talk. He's doing kind of like a bedside manner talk to you, and he failed.
Yeah, which I don't care for. I don't care for the small talk anyway, especially at 8 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stick your swab in my nose and get it over with. Let's end this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at least they're not doing the deep anymore. It's just a nice little
frontal
nothing.
nasal.
So it was good.
rhinoceros thing there. They don't. Yeah, they don't do the deep back of the nasal cavity that you.
No.
That's so invasive, and it's hard to stay.
Although
still.
I saw on one of those Facebook groups of entertainers on one of the ships, they're doing that like weekly, and they're getting the deep swab. They're talking about getting it, in that brain shit. I'm like, I don't know why. I don't understand it, but every ship cruise line seems to be different, doing different things.
Yeah,
so
I had the deep
ours was easy.
PCR test about a month ago on a Celebrity cruise ship, and then the next ship they were like, no, just frontal, just right here.
Yeah,
that's where it is. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
my sister gave us an antigen test. She's a tester, you know that, right?
I don't think is she allowed to do that, or she just does it for fun? Hey, I got some antigen tests. Let's party.
Recreation.
Why is she doing them? Why is she doing?
Well, she works in the senior home situation. She's like in the management department, but part of her thing, they asked her, she gets a little extra coin for it, but she'll test anybody. And she does PCR or antigen test. But as soon as we landed in Richmond, she picked us up at the airport, and we pulled over, and she went, all right. We didn't even leave yet. We grabbed our luggage, threw it in the back, and she goes, all right, test. Because I was heading over to my niece's house, and she's pregnant, and then we have my grandniece, so we had to do
Your niece is pregnant?
My niece is pregnant.
Didn't you just have a baby?
Is that public knowledge about her pregnancy? Yeah. Isn't she like 5 months in? Yeah, she's 5 months in.
It's not public. It's not public. Nobody, your family, not public.
Well, I mean,
it's not in the Post.
I mean, it's public.
Ducharme's niece is pregnant again, right under the Alec Baldwin.
This just story. In. Bum, 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 bum. Al Ducharme's niece is pregnant once again. This girl cannot keep her legs closed.
Hey now.
See, now
I wasn't going to go there. I'm glad you did.
Now I have to.
Yeah.
All right. So,
but they just had a baby, right? Am I wrong on that? Didn't you have a small
get this
child in the family?
I'm a granduncle. I'm grandfather age. I'm grandfather age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah. So it would be like if your niece had a kid. You have two nieces. If they had a kid, and they will someday, you'll be a grand.
Yeah, but they're young. They're not having children yet. I don't know. Maybe someday that would be nice.
They're going to get married.
That'd be nice. Kids. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did this
week?
I'm a young while I was in Galveston.
Uncle, by the way.
I got the booster, by the way, sir. When I was in Galveston, Texas, I went to a CVS and
what did they give
I got boosted.
What did they give you?
They gave me the Moderna. That's what they had.
One,
Oh, that's what they had in Galveston. I made an appointment for 1 p.m. I got there at 11 a.m. and the woman gave me a hard time. There's nobody in the store, by the way. Nobody.
They did that.
And I go, hey, I'm here early. She's like, nope, 1 o'clock. I go,
there's no one there.
There's no one here.
See, that's a
judgment
call. That's a judgment call.
Let's go.
That's crazy. This happened to us.
She was making it like we were going to do surgery.
Yeah. Bernadette was there, and I said, listen, I have at 11 o'clock. Can we just hit my wife up? And they're like, no. So we made an appointment 4 miles away, 2 hours later, and she walked in. They gave it to her. I was like, nope, absolutely not. There was nobody in the store.
I said I called the hotline, and they told me just to show up. It wouldn't be a problem.
You lied.
And the woman's like, well, if somebody comes in, you're gonna not get this. You're gonna wait. I go, all right, fine. Nobody came in. Lady, you're not doing surgery. It's a shot. I could have been gone already. Well, she was giving me all this shit. So nobody came in. Then 11:05, 11:10. I go, there's nobody here. She's like, all right. But if somebody comes in,
wow.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's just stick it in you and go, someone came in. I can't pull this out until I give them a shot.
Hey, now. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I'm boosted.
See, this is why there's so much hate. This kind of behavior causes us to hate people and these little behaviors. That's a field call.
I hated people before
that's a fireman, a policeman, somebody in the military making a call,
right,
in the moment because it benefits.
Yeah.
It benefits everyone to move along.
But what's the difference? Now she doesn't have to do it at 1 o'clock. you're still gonna. It's not. You know what I mean? Now you're 1 o'clock. So
because her
just
management
relax.
or
It's
somebody
not hard.
said under no circumstances. And again, if there's like 5 people waiting, of course. Sorry, sir, you got to wait.
I understand. If there was a line, I would have been like, I get it. I'll come back at 1. There was nobody in the store though. Not even somebody buying a fucking Q-tip or an aspirin. Nobody's in CVS.
I don't think you can buy individual Q-tips. You got to buy them by the box. Same thing with an aspirin.
I buy one at a time.
You might be able to buy like 2 Advil in a little packet, but no one's buying a Q-tip because no one would ever buy a Q-tip.
I buy a travel Q-tip. One. Yep. I get 1 Q-tip. I get 1 aspirin, and I get a doublet of shampoo because I don't travel like you.
Are you an astronaut? What is that like? We can't keep any more weights on board the rocket than needed. So here, 1 Q-tip and 2 aspirins.
I travel light, sir.
I know you do.
Some people really travel light. You know, I was listening to our buddy Mark Norman on his podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He travels with 2 button-down shirts.
That's it.
3 days. Wears the same underwear. 3 days.
Oh, he doesn't change his underwear.
We're gone.
What?
We're out of our. Oh, there we are.
You're back.
He said well, that's what he said. He said if it's a 3-day thing, he has 2 button-down shirts. He wears the underwear and the pants from travel, and the socks, and he has 2 button-downs. That's it.
See, he has a girlfriend.
I don't know if he was kidding, but it sounded pretty, like.
He has a girlfriend now, so his girlfriend's probably like,
he's a fiance.
Right, so he's probably like,
fiancé.
He's not going to cheat on me if he's wearing the same underwear with a dirty ass and a drippy peenie, right? So he's got like yellow stains. Is he wearing colored underwear?
Yes, drippy what?
Not white.
A drippy peenie.
Yeah, a drippy peenie. That's a new drink.
They didn't get into that aspect. I don't know. Drippy peenie.
Yeah, would you like a drippy peenie?
That's like the pink pussy I had in New Smyrna Beach.
I know. And it was a young lady was serving it to you, correct?
A young 21-year-old or so. I make a pink pussy. Would you like one? I'd like to hear you say that again. And yes.
And that would be a green light for me.
Love that.
I would just like hop over the bar and say, she was asking for it.
Would that be really? Is that your move, Al?
That's
you jump over the bar and just have sex with the bartender.
It's my comedy move. It's
at the beach bar.
I don't condone that
it's your comedy move.
It's anti that behavior.
No, that's me too. Unless she said okay, then the Me Too is off.
It's a confusion.
I don't know how the Me Too works.
The joke is, she says, "Would you like a pink pussy?" And then you say, "Your Honor, she's offered her pink pussy to me," and she's like, "No, it was a drink."
Oh, I see.
And then you go slam her for 5 years.
It would be good. But either way, it would be great publicity for the Talking Dicks. Let's be honest. It would just because it would say Talking Dick arrested. It'd be awesome.
Do you want me to
need something?
Do you want me to fall on the sword for you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, that sounds gay, but yeah, if you could, fall on the pink pussy, not the sword, but either one, we'll take it. We need some pub. We need a little pub. Hey, Jarita, by the way, see Joel Osteen. You hear that story? Joel Osteen, speaking of bad pub.
What did he do now?
He, Joel Osteen.
I know him very well.
Religious
during the hurricane and the floods in Houston a couple of years back, he had acres and acres that he would not allow people that were walking up in their waist up to water come up to his big mound where there's no water.
Right.
Camp out. And
yeah.
That's supposed to be welcoming.
Yeah,
all the people are welcome to come, except during a flood.
He's a piece of garbage.
Losing your life. Yeah, he's garbage.
Right.
Tax dodging.
He had some kind of yeah, exactly. He had some kind of bathroom issues, so he had a plumber in his mansion, and the plumber had to go behind the wall, and the plumber found bags and bags of cash in the walls in his bathroom wall. Just hidden.
I just coincidentally said
bags of cash. Yes.
Joel Osteen had bags of cash in his walls because a plumber, he had an issue and the plumber found bags of cash.
From a while ago, something had happened, so someone hid it, yeah.
Paulie's saying that's from a while ago, someone hid it.
No, it broke last week or 2 days ago.
No, the story broke, but the money was in there from what? A previous owner? The Lord.
Oh, that must
the
be
Lord
it.
left it for us.
That must be it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't build the mansion from the ground
Anyway.
up. I don't know. Okay. Speaking of building,
I guess I don't know. I don't know the story other than finding the bags of cash behind the toilet. That's all I was interested in. So I don't know the rest of the story.
all right, I
I'm not
I have a
who's
story
that
to tell
guy?
you. What?
The rest of the story.
The rest
Who was that?
of the story.
Remember
Paul
the guy?
Harvey and the rest of the story.
There it is.
AM
That's
radio,
right. Paul
right?
Harvey.
And then his son tried to take
Yeah.
over for him, and it didn't go well because this Paul Harvey's Paul Harvey. He passed away
I don't know
10, 15 years
I don't know
ago.
the rest.
And
Yeah, I don't know the rest.
rest
Tell us
of the story.
you have a tale there, Alfred. Tell us.
Well, I told you
Hit
my
me.
sister picked up my lovely bride and myself up at the Richmond airport, gave us an antigen test right then and there, and then proceeded to drive 25 minutes. No, it was 40 minutes to my niece's house. We get there, we're exhausted. We get up at 5 a.m. to take our early flights, and we had a connection in Philly, so we're exhausted. And my pregnant niece goes, "Hey, Uncle Al, I've got a project for you and Mom." And she goes, "Can you assemble my Murphy bed in our guest room?"
What?
Yeah, so we get there, and we have to assemble the bed that we're going to sleep in, pretty much.
Murphy bed? You mean out of the wall, Murphy?
In Murphy bed, and they got this huge.
One of those deals?
What is it? Like a 4,000 square foot house? Like 5 bedrooms,
Murphy
and
bed.
And they're running out of rooms. Yeah, they have a Murphy bed. And she said these Murphy beds are so expensive, but I got this one on Amazon. I'm saving $1,000 because you and Mom are going to assemble it, dude. 2 hours last night and 4
Don't you need
hours
a hole in
today.
the
6
wall
hours.
and everything? How does it?
6 hours.
Well, how does it come out of the wall?
It anchors
Don't you need
to
to be-
beams in the wall, and it comes out
Oh,
like 2 feet, and the mattress
oh, jeez.
pull it down. But it's a whole mechanism. It was actually pretty cool, but it was a 6-hour ordeal. And my sister was with me for the first 2 hours. And the last 4 hours today, from 10 to 2 p.m. Maybe it was even longer than that. I assembled it myself pretty much, although Bernadette helped me there. And towards the end.
Doesn't she know you're performing tonight? You need your rest.
I'm exhausted. My
until
back
your
hurts. I just took
jokes.
2 Tylenol. And
That's not cool.
I'm going to eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I said,
You
"Can
got
take
shows
us-"
tonight or show.
And we don't have a rental car, so I said, "Can you take us to the hotel in town?" And she's pregnant and all that. And I didn't know if that. I go, "I just assembled your Murphy bed." She goes, "Oh yeah, I'm going to take you." And so she dumped us here, like abandoning some pets, and here we are.
Right.
And I am
In a
exhausted.
nice hotel.
And I'm going to eat
You
a
don't
sandwich.
need a car. You're
We're
right there in
a
Richmond.
hotel, and we're downtown. But you know what it was when we were booking this, everything, all the travel and whatnot. The rental car was like $700 to $800 for 4 days. So we passed on it. We said we'll just do Ubers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're downtown anyway, and that's. Can you walk to the club?
Yeah, but they're
your
25.
hotel?
Yes, the club is 500 feet away, but they're 25 minutes away, and it's visiting family. So they're going to come to the second show tomorrow. And then I think Saturday they're going to come downtown, and we're going to do if the weather's nice, we're going to do a walk around and check it all out. Some historical stuff.
All right. Better be sure she doesn't have a garage or something for you to assemble on Saturday while you're, Can you come over and we bought a garage on Amazon. Can you build it for me before your show?
Just before your
Jesus.
show.
Come on, people.
It's something that we
Come
do. Either my sister or my niece. Like I put the backsplash in for my sister last time we were here, back in August. Do you remember that? They always have like a project
Right.
for Uncle
Yeah.
Al because Uncle Al is handy. Now Uncle Al doesn't.
But you didn't have shows that night,
in the past, right? This time I had a show,
right?
but it's one show and it's
Yeah.
Thursday night, so it shouldn't be too taxing.
It's taxing. It's tax,
A
man.
little bit. My back is. I took the Tylenol.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not good before a pod because you're low energy to begin with. I don't
I'm
need
low-
you lower energy.
You said
You
you
know what I
like
mean?
me low energy because you get to talk more. That's what you told me. I like the low
Never
energy
said
Al
that.
Ducharme. It's better for the podcast. He doesn't run over my stuff, and I can get my thoughts out.
I never said that, but
You
I'll go with it.
insinuated it. I know
Hey, did
you
you
well
see
enough.
True Story on Netflix? Did you see True Story on Netflix? Kevin Hart, True Story.
No.
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 Not a bad little 8-episode thing, but my point being, they do my gut joke. They have my gut joke in True Story.
You know,
In dialogue.
In dialogue. No way.
Yes.
Because
his brother and they talk and they say, don't, he goes, oh, somebody's gut. I knew I should have went with my gut. He goes, you got to go with your gut. You don't go with your penis. You go with your gut. And it's like,
that's the same
what?
joke.
I mean, that is the exact joke, for God's sake.
Now, the only time that you gave me an assignment to try your joke out last summer when we went to Arizona. Bernie and I went to Arizona to Stir Crazy. And I recorded it and I tried the joke out and I sent it to you. And we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody could have picked up on it. It might be just parallel thinking.
I guess. I mean, I'm not saying they heard it on the pod, put it in the script, but I mean, Jesus Christ, it was like, and it wasn't any big deal. It was just conversation. But I was just like, what? And I'm like, what the hell? It's exact joke. Exact joke. Because he's telling him, you shouldn't have done that with this girl. You should just go with your gut. Because he's like, my gut told me not even to talk to her. And then he's like, yeah, but you got to listen to your gut, not your penis. Like, hello? That's the joke. God damn it. Which I've never done, by the way.
The guy at the gym said, I got to lose this gut.
I bailed.
Right. Like, why would you lose your gut? Don't you count on your gut? The gut is full of wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah.
Listen to your gut. I had a gut feeling about that
guy.
Yeah. Should have gone with my gut.
I had a gut feeling about that joke. Doesn't work. that gut joke. It's just that gut, it's too wordy. That's the problem.
He's got a gut
it's one of those jokes where the beginning's not funny.
Yeah. It's a premise.
It's too wordy. Yeah. It's
wordy.
not, you know what it is? The beginning's not funny. And then the end, it has to be really funny for it to work, and it's not that funny. So I don't have confidence in it.
I think it's a part of a bigger joke.
Big part of a bigger
segue
joke. Yeah, maybe.
Like a list of things. Use your noggin.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the whole thing. Use your noggin.
But I don't like
gut.
I'm not one of those guys. I have a fear of silence. So a lot of guys can get up there and they just chat and talk, and then they figure, well, I'll get them. But if I get them up there and chatting, and there's no laughter,
you fold.
I'm like, down. Shit,
you're out.
I gotta get out of this fucking piece of garbage bit.
Fuck you. This is a comedy show, and you walk off stage. I've seen you in action. I've seen you.
I've never walked off stage. I've never done that ever. I stay there like a pro. Do my time.
Well,
hey,
no, wait. I thought we touched upon that.
You know,
wasn't there one show you were tempted to walk?
No. Tempted to walk recently or years? I don't know. No, but we've all had gigs where you want to.
I don't know which one you were talking about.
At least, is that 162 counting all the ones we did on Facebook? And it just seems more. Seems like we should be in the twos now.
Yeah, I think there was like a dozen or so on Facebook that weren't really counted.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think we got to do something big when we hit 200. I don't know what it'll be, but it's got to be big.
Well, it better be big,
sir. Do something big.
Gigantic.
Maybe we'll do one a pod like this with the Patreon members all in little boxes in the Zoom.
We
do a full Patreon.
We had a drink party once. I think there was only 5 of us. There wasn't many in the very beginning. Remember?
Oh, yes.
We should do something like that again. But you're right. We should have Patreon members, if they're available, to come on, like come on down, like The Price is Right or Hollywood Squares, and then we'll chat it up.
Yeah. And that'll be the pod with the Patreon members chiming in. That might be fun if you're on Patreon. If you want to join, patreon.com/the2dicks. It's less than a cup of coffee, and you get the vids of all the pods, and you might be on a pod yourself with the, as we're just talking about episode volume 200. Who knows? You know what I'm holding in my hand, sir, by the way?
Is
Which
it
you can't
time
see.
for
Questions. We have a question. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is not a bad question, by the way. Usually these questions are horrible. This one is pretty good pretty good. If you're interested in the old standing up comedy. Tommy 2 LBS, Tommy 2 pounds LBS asks, when you do stand up, do you have an opening line? Do you have an opening line, or do you wing it? I don't know if you do. Do you have an opening line?
I have opening lines, but I don't always use them. I don't have this is my opening line. Like I know a few comedians that do. That's their opening line. It has been forever. But I do have a couple of, depending on the crowd. Yes. So they're handy, but I don't use it on a regular basis. How about that?
Right. I don't. It would be nice to have, though. I always think, I've never had one, and I thought it would be, I don't like, it's like half and half. I don't like it because then I don't feel it feels forced. Like, oh, this is what I open with. Mm-hmm. It should be more natural, like to shit on the other guy, not shit on, like talk about the other comic or the room. But there are nights when I'm backstage going, man, I would love to have an opening line right now. Just go out and have this line that kills, and then they're like, oh, this guy's funny. It would be nice. Security blanket to have.
Stanley Ullman. Do you know Stanley? I think he's.
Yes, I know Stanley.
But I remember him. He came to town, and they introduced him. Ladies and gentlemen, your headliner, Stanley Ullman. And he'd walk up on the stage. Mm-hmm. He'd have a coffee. He'd take off his jacket. He'd put it on the back of the chair. He'd stir it up. He'd look at the audience, and then he'd walk up to the microphone. He goes, what, you start right away when you go to work?
Yeah.
That was like.
But you know the problem with that joke?
What?
Yeah, I know. And you know the problem with that?
What's that?
George Carlin did it on an HBO special in the late 70s.
Well, sorry, Stanley. I think we just called you out on that one.
He's been called out before many times.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he.
See?
Yeah.
My reference point was not knowing this. I associated him with doing the bit.
Sure. I used to hear about how great this bit was. The opening bit, it's the greatest opening bit.
It really, because the audience was staring at them, they're giggling. They go, "What is he doing?" And he was,
it is great,
nerdy with the glasses and everything, with the bald head, and he's just like, "What?"
I need milk it.
Really milk it
and milk it.
Milk it. He did it better than Carlin.
And
I never remember this Carlin doing it.
Yeah, and then I was in some conversation with comic, and they were like, "Oh yeah, George Carlin did that in the '70s on an HBO special." It's like, "Oh, geez.
in the '70s."
Like, how do you do that? But I guess no one, or late '70s, one of the first ones he did when HBO had like Robert Klein and
I'd like to look that up.
One other person,
maybe
and then
it's
Carlin.
on YouTube by now.
Maybe. But that guy Stanley, though, he was on Carnival cruises, and comedians are not allowed to gamble on Carnival. You can't go in the casino. Mm-hmm. And there's a classic story of Stanley, because he's a big gambler, he likes to play slot machines. Mm-hmm. And when he found out he couldn't go in there, he bought a disguise. He bought like a beard and a mustache, I guess, and glasses, and he went in.
Disguise?
He played slots with a disguise. And he got caught during that. Somehow they detected it was. Aren't you a comedian? And he goes, no, I'm Bob Smith here, playing slots. Leave me alone. And he was in full disguise. So
I remember being on a cruise line. I want to say it was Norwegian, one of the cruise lines where you're not allowed to.
And let's say it.
Let's say it's Norwegian, and this is like 15 years ago. Right. And there was, it was longer than that, baby. It was before you. There was one of the crew.
Are you talking to the maid? What the hell's going on?
To the maid. She was like kind of flirting with me, whatever. And then I would see her various, and she was super nice to me.
Oh,
The girl on the cruise ship. She was a crew member. She worked on the ship.
okay.
And so apparently,
I don't think she was
unless
flirting
worked,
with you, but go ahead.
for the sake of the story, she was flirting with me. So,
All right. All right.
and as
I'll
a
go with
crew
it.
member, you're not allowed in the casino unless you work at the casino. So I explained to her that I was entertainer, blah, blah, blah. So I walk from my cab and I cut through the casino and she goes, "What are you doing?" The girl that was flirting with me. She goes, "What are you doing?" I go,
Good
"How
question.
are you?" She goes, "Why are you in here?" I go, "Why are you in here?" I'm joking around. I have no idea. She goes, No. She goes, "You're not supposed to be in here." I go, "Are you serious?" She goes, "You're not." No. I go, I'm not allowed to gamble, but I'm walking through. "You're not allowed to walk through." And then she went over to her manager. "He's the crew and he's walking through." And they went, "Who are you? Where do you work? What department?" It was like this big scene. It was a big thing.
Wow.
And I'm like, I go, "I don't work for the crew. I'm an entertainer." And I just turned and walked away. Nothing ever happened of it, but they were like ready to take someone down.
Doesn't sound like she was flirting with you. I got to be honest.
The flirting ended
The flirting right there.
right there.
She was a company woman. She said,
was a company
I'm
woman.
flirting, but no, I can't allow this. I can't have you
She
walking
was a
through our
company
casino."
woman. Company woman.
Ah, I see what you did there. Nice.
All right.
Nicely done. There you go.
Hey, do we have another question?
So I don't know if we. No, that was it. Did we answer it? I don't have one. I wish I did. I have an opening line. Alfred has a few.
I have a couple that I whip out occasionally.
Give us one. Give us one. Whip it out. Whip it out.
Whip it out. I do the my Al Qaeda joke. You know,
I don't know the Al Qaeda.
Oh, you don't know the Al Qaeda?
Well,
joke?
the audience doesn't.
I'm not gonna.
The audience does not.
I'm not going to do it now.
Why? Al Qaeda.
Is it Al Qaeda or Al Qaeda? Let me ask you. How do you say it?
Qaeda.
You say Al Qaeda?
That's the way I've always said it.
Yeah.
When I joined.
Have you?
That's the way they told me. It's Al Qaeda. Yes. I said yes. Allah, praise. Al Qaeda. And then don't you say something like my name is Al Ducharme, but I used to be. I go by my. It's
my grandmother's maiden name.
Is that a showbiz name or because?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it's my grandmother's maiden name. It means of charm. Al of charm. I had to change it. It used to be Qaeda. Al Qaeda. But Qaeda. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I think Qaeda would be funnier because people don't know what Qaeda is.
Really, Qaeda?
No, they're probably like, what? What's he talking about?
Sounds like
cicadas?
Cicadas that come out every 17 years out of the ground.
Ugh, I don't care for this guy.
Episode is going to win an award. You know that, right?
This one, Golden Microphone Award?
Yeah, hold the microphone award. Well, I'm not
we
at
have
home.
A guy.
I don't
we
have
have a guy
arm.
on the ship.
I don't have my
I don't know
arm,
if I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it last. Well, you should have your arm. Travel with it like I do, like a pro. See?
Ducharme.
I got the arm. I travel with it.
I douche my arm.
Of charm. We have a guy on the ship currently, last cruise and this cruise, kind of a large man, sits in the second row every show and has the weirdest laugh of all time. And he knows it, and he wants the audience because that's how he's alone on the cruise. And he's like,
It's got to be I've experienced the same guy. And he laughs when no one else is laughing, like during your setup, and then you look at him, and the audience laughs more. And the audience laughs more because
and then I'm backstage after the show. I'm like telling the cruise director, I can't believe that guy's back. She's like, no, that's bad. He liked you, and it's fun. Everyone likes it. Isn't that fun? Like, she doesn't get it, that it throws you off. It's annoying because it is kind of hard to describe being annoyed by a guy who's laughing. You know what I mean? If you're not a comic, it'd be like, you're going, it's horrible. I want that guy out of here. And they're like, why? He laughs at everything. He's great. I'm like, no. I can see their side of it.
I recorded that show where he's doing, and then the audience starts laughing at him,
right?
But I actually did a little banter with him, and I slammed him. I slammed him because of his laugh, and then it made them blow up.
That's what he wants.
Yeah,
that's what he wants too. And
it does. It's annoying, and then it became like 4 minutes of my act.
Right.
So now I have
I got like 40 minutes. Mine was 40 minutes, 40 minutes of my act. I mean, I milked that fucking cow full.
You milked it like Stanley Ullman.
I just kept going.
George Carlin's opening line.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do a joke where I said I was quiet during sex. And then I go, you're not quiet. I go, I can imagine you. And then just 5 minutes, I had him going, ee, and the crowd's going. It sucks though when the crowd's going nuts. And again, it's like you going, I mean, it's great, but then
they're laughing at your material, but then all of a sudden they explode because this is,
you do that.
It's
right.
It's in the moment. Right, it's organic. Right. It's like live streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. I got to go back to material now.
Got to go back to my act now. And then sure enough, he sits.
We want to hear more noises. We want to hear noises again. We want to hear that guy having sex again.
Yeah. I think I under-exaggerated. I think I'd get a lot more than 4 minutes when he was at my show.
I hope so. Because
it was
mentioned it's the same
the
guy.
Thing.
It's probably the same guy. Was it?
I know
yeah, he's probably because he's a
because I did back-to-back cruises.
Cubic zirconia, whatever.
I did back-to-back cruises, and he would go on Royal and Celebrity all the time.
Well, I didn't see him this morning. I'm hoping he goes home because I've had enough. I've done 2, 3, 6 shows so far, and he's been at least 4 of them.
He sits in the same seat.
I've had.
He gets there early to the theater, claims his seat.
Yep.
Yep. Same guy.
Yep.
It's almost like he has a little bit of a mental illness or brain damage or something. Loves comedy.
A little?
Yeah.
A little? Mm-hmm. He's got some issues. But, and I said to him the first night, I said, I'm like, oh, you traveling alone? He's like, no, I'm married. There's no. You're not married.
You got 10 more minutes out of that.
Sir.
She's in the casino.
You're very alone.
I think she is in the casino. That was the guy. She's in the casino.
With a disguise. Probably a disguise. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
what time are the shows this weekend? Oh, no, it's too late. When this airs, you've already done the shows. You've done them. You're done.
I'm done.
You finished. You had a successful weekend.
I'm going to go eat half of my sandwich, put the other half in the fridge. Go over, do our show.
What kind of a sandwich? What do we got? Anything good?
What did you get
Anything
me
good?
For my sandwich?
Roast beef?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a fancy chicken sandwich.
A fancy chicken sandwich from the Sandwich Secret Society.
The chips are amazing.
And the chips are amazing.
All right.
I'm going to go do that.
Well, that sounds pretty good. Enjoy.
All right.
Enjoy that.
Your next antigen
Enjoy the
test.
secret chicken sandwich, your chips. And no, I'm done now. The next cruise is 5-day and I go home. So no more antigen tests for me. And then I'm on the land for quite a bit, sir. So I will not be getting tested. Land
All right,
ho,
Commander.
buddy.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Don't forget to go to our patreon.com /the two dicks. Did I say it right? And follow us on
patreon.com / the two dicks.
Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher. We're everywhere. You can't get rid of the two dicks.
Everywhere you get your pods.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com / the two dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Patreon.com / the two dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.